You smell yourself and panic hits hard. That moment on a crowded morning commute is brutal. Your shirt clings to your back like a wet rag. Your forehead glistens under harsh lights. You lift your arm slightly and catch a whiff. That sour, sharp sting hits your own nose first. You glance around hoping nobody else noticed. But deep down you already know the truth. You are the one making the air heavy today. And the worst part is you showered this morning. You use soap and deodorant and clean clothes. Yet here you are smelling like a gym locker. This is not just embarrassing, it is confusing. Why does this keep happening to you specifically? Your coworker sits right next to you all day. He never seems to have this problem at all. She runs 3 miles every morning before work. Yet she walks in smelling like fresh laundry. Meanwhile, you barely walk to the bus stop. And somehow you smell like old onion soup. It makes no sense, and it feels deeply unfair. But here is the thing most people get wrong. They think sweat itself is the main villain. They believe sweating more means smelling worse. That is actually not the full story at all. The science behind body odor is far deeper. It involves your stress levels and your fatigue. It connects to what you ate for dinner. It depends on the bacteria living on you. And yes, your unique biology plays a huge role. So if you have ever wondered why you smell, or why some people never seem to stink, this is going to change how you see it all. Let us start with something most people ignore. Stress and exhaustion change how your body smells. This is not some vague wellness claim either. Research in dermatology confirms this clearly. When your body is under significant stress, your sweat glands respond in a different way. There are actually 2 types of sweat glands. The eccrine glands cover most of your skin. They produce a thin, watery kind of sweat. This type of sweat is mostly water and salt. It does not carry a very strong odor usually. Then there are the apocrine glands to consider. These are concentrated in very specific areas. Your armpits and groin have the most of them. Apocrine glands produce a thicker milky fluid. This fluid contains proteins and fatty acids. And this is exactly what bacteria love to eat. When you are stressed, your apocrine glands activate. They pump out more of that thick, rich sweat. The bacteria on your skin get a bigger feast. And the byproduct of that feast is the stink. So stress literally makes you smell worse fast. But it goes even further than just the glands. Your body also releases ammonia through skin. This is a normal biological process actually. Small amounts of ammonia escape through pores. Under normal conditions you barely notice it. But when you are severely fatigued or run down, the ammonia output increases quite noticeably. That sharp pungent sting you sometimes detect. The one that almost smells like cleaning products. That is ammonia breaking through your skin. It can mix with your regular sweat odor too, creating a layered and complex kind of smell. One that is hard to mask with just deodorant. Imagine your body like a car engine for a second. When everything runs smoothly, it stays cool. The exhaust is minimal and barely noticeable. But push that engine way past its limits daily. Skip oil changes and ignore warning lights. The exhaust gets thicker and darker and worse. Your body works in a remarkably similar way. Chronic stress is like revving the engine nonstop. Lack of sleep is like skipping maintenance checks. Poor recovery is like never changing the oil. Eventually the exhaust becomes impossible to hide. That is what is happening with your body odor. It is your body waving a red flag at you, telling you something is wrong on the inside. Dr. Nathan Cole, a wellness researcher, noted this. He said body odor often signals internal distress. Before you blame your soap or your deodorant, consider whether your body is simply exhausted. Think about your sleep over the past 2 weeks. Have you been getting a full 7 to 8 hours? Or have you been scraping by on 4 or 5? Think about your stress levels at work recently. Have deadlines been crushing you without relief? Has your boss been piling on extra assignments? Have you been skipping lunch to finish reports? All of these things accumulate inside your body. They do not just make you feel tired and drained. They change your actual body chemistry measurably. And when your chemistry changes, your smell changes. This is not something you can just shower away. No amount of expensive body wash fixes this. The root cause is internal, not external at all. So the first major factor is stress and fatigue. If your body odor suddenly got worse recently, ask yourself honestly how tired you really are. Now let us move into the second major factor. This one surprises a lot of people, honestly. What you eat directly affects how you smell. And I do not just mean garlic and onions here. Although those certainly do not help matters much. The connection between diet and odor runs deeper. When you eat food, it gets broken down in stages. Your stomach and intestines process everything first. Nutrients get absorbed into your bloodstream next. Those nutrients travel throughout your entire body. Some of them end up being excreted through sweat. Others exit through your breath or even skin oils. So whatever goes into your body comes back out. And it comes out in ways you can actually smell. Let me give you some very specific examples here. Extreme low-carbohydrate diets are very popular now. Many people try keto or carnivore approaches. These diets cut carbohydrates down dramatically. When your body runs very low on carbohydrates, it switches to burning fat for energy instead. This process is called ketosis by scientists. During ketosis, your body produces chemicals called ketones. Ketones have a very distinct and sharp smell. Some people describe it as fruity but harsh. Others say it smells like nail polish remover. That is acetone, which is actually a ketone type. This smell can come through your breath clearly. But it also escapes through your sweat pores. So people on extreme low-carb diets often notice their sweat starts smelling different and sharper. This is not because they are doing anything wrong. It is just a biological side effect of ketosis. If you are on a strict diet and smell changed, this could be the reason behind it entirely. Now let us talk about eating too much meat. Heavy meat consumption has its own odor effects. When your body digests large amounts of protein, it produces ammonia as a metabolic byproduct here. Your liver usually processes most of that ammonia. It converts it to urea, which exits through urine. But when protein intake is very high consistently, your liver can struggle to keep up with demand. Some of that excess ammonia finds another exit path. It comes out through your sweat glands and pores, giving your body a sharp, almost urine-like smell. This is especially common in heavy gym lifters, people who eat excessive protein for muscle gains. They often notice their sweat smells more intense, and it is directly linked to their protein intake. Similarly, eating a lot of fried fatty foods matters. When you consume excessive amounts of greasy food, your body has to process all those extra lipids. Some of those fats oxidize inside your body first. The byproducts of oxidized fats smell quite bad. They create a stale, rancid kind of body odor. Think about what old cooking oil smells like. That heavy, greasy, slightly nauseating aroma lingers. Something similar happens inside your own body too. Those oxidized fat compounds exit through your skin, and they contribute to that stale, unwashed smell. Even if you shower regularly and wear clean clothes, the smell keeps regenerating from the inside out. Now here is another dietary factor worth noting. Not eating enough vegetables affects your odor too. Vegetables and fermented foods serve a key purpose. They feed the beneficial bacteria in your gut. Your gut microbiome is incredibly important overall. It affects your digestion and your immune system. But it also influences your body odor significantly. When your gut bacteria are healthy and balanced, they process food efficiently with minimal waste. The byproducts they create are mostly harmless ones. But when your gut bacteria become imbalanced, though, a condition scientists call dysbiosis takes over slowly. Harmful bacteria start outnumbering the good ones. These bad bacteria produce foul-smelling compounds. Hydrogen sulfide is one of the worst offenders here. It smells exactly like rotten eggs, unfortunately. These compounds get absorbed into your bloodstream. Then they exit through your sweat and your breath. So someone with poor gut health can smell worse, even if their hygiene habits are perfectly fine. This is why some people seem to smell no matter what. They shower twice a day and use strong deodorant. They wear freshly washed clothes every single morning. Yet by noon they already have noticeable body odor. The problem is not on the surface of their skin. The problem is deep inside their digestive system. Fixing the gut often fixes the odor over time. Adding more leafy greens to your diet helps a lot. Fermented foods like yogurt and kimchi are great too. These foods introduce beneficial bacteria to your gut. They help restore the balance that was thrown off. A nutritionist named Dr. Sarah Mitchell explained this. She said, think of your gut like a garden bed. If you only plant weeds, nothing good grows there. But if you nurture the soil and plant good seeds, the garden thrives and everything improves naturally. Your gut microbiome works in that exact same way. Feed it well and your entire body benefits clearly. Neglect it, and the consequences show up everywhere, including in how you smell to yourself and others. So diet is the second massive factor in body odor. It is not just about eating garlic before a date. It is about your overall nutritional pattern daily. The balance of proteins, fats, carbs, and vegetables. The health of your gut and its bacterial residence. All of this contributes to your unique body scent. Now let us address the third and final factor. This one is probably the most fascinating of all. It explains why two people can sweat the same amount, yet one person smells terrible and the other does not. The answer lies in the bacteria on your skin. Your skin is home to trillions of microorganisms. Bacteria, fungi, and other tiny living creatures exist. They form what scientists call your skin microbiome. Every person has a slightly different skin microbiome. The specific types of bacteria vary from person to person. Some people have more of certain bacterial species. Others have a completely different bacterial profile. And here is where it gets really interesting now. Sweat by itself is actually almost completely odorless. Fresh sweat that just came out of your glands. It does not smell like much of anything at all. You could collect fresh sweat and sniff it carefully. You would barely detect any offensive odor from it. The smell develops after bacteria get involved, though. Bacteria on your skin feed on components in sweat. They break down the proteins and fatty acids present. And the waste products they create are the stink. Different bacteria produce different waste products too. Some bacterial species create sulfur-containing compounds. These smell like rotten eggs or old cabbage, honestly. Other species produce short-chain fatty acids instead. These have that classic sour, musty sweat smell to them. And some bacteria create compounds called thioalcohols. These are responsible for the strongest armpit odors. They have an extremely potent and lingering quality to them. So the specific bacteria living on your skin matter enormously. Two people can produce the exact same amount of sweat. But if their skin bacteria are different species entirely, their body odor will be completely different as a result. One person might have bacteria that produce mild odors. Their sweat breaks down into relatively neutral compounds. They can exercise heavily and still not smell too bad. The other person might have more odor-producing bacteria. Their sweat gets converted into powerfully smelly compounds. Even light perspiration can create noticeable body odor. This is not fair, and it is not their fault either. It is simply the luck of their microbial draw in life. Genetics play a role in determining your microbiome too. Studies have shown that body odor has a genetic component. Some people are genetically predisposed to have less odor. A gene called ABCC11 has been specifically identified here. Variations in this gene affect earwax type and body odor. People with a certain variant produce dry, flaky earwax. They also tend to have significantly less body odor. This variant is more common in East Asian populations. People with the other variant produce wet, sticky earwax. They tend to have stronger body odor on average overall. This is hardwired into their DNA from birth essentially. No amount of showering changes your genetic makeup, obviously. But understanding this can remove a lot of shame and guilt. If you have always struggled with body odor issues, it might not be because you are lazy or unclean at all. It could simply be your unique biological blueprint. Your combination of sweat composition and skin bacteria, working together to create a stronger scent profile. This knowledge should be liberating, not discouraging though. Because even though genetics set the baseline for you, there are still many things you can do about it actively. Understanding the root causes gives you real power here. Instead of just covering the smell with fragrances, you can actually address the underlying factors involved. Let us talk about what you can actually do about this. Starting with the stress and fatigue component first. If your body odor changed because you are exhausted, the most effective deodorant is actually proper rest here. Prioritize getting enough sleep every single night consistently. 7 to 8 hours is the gold standard for adults. Create a bedtime routine that helps you wind down properly. Put your phone away at least 30 minutes before bed. Make your bedroom cool and dark and quiet for sleeping. If work stress is a major factor in your life now, look for small ways to decompress during the day regularly. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing helps your body. A short walk outside during lunch can lower cortisol levels. Cortisol is the primary stress hormone in your body. When cortisol drops, your sweat production decreases too. And with less stress, sweat comes less bacterial food, which means less odor production on your skin's surface. Exercise is also paradoxically helpful for body odor. Regular moderate exercise actually improves sweat quality. It helps your body regulate temperature more efficiently. People who exercise regularly tend to sweat more water and less of the thick protein-rich apocrine secretions. So their sweat gives bacteria less material to work with. The key word here is regular and moderate though. Occasional extreme exercise without proper recovery is bad. It just adds more stress and fatigue to your system. Now for the dietary changes you can implement today. Start by increasing your vegetable intake significantly. Aim for at least 5 servings of vegetables per day. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale are ideal choices. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli are also very helpful. Add fermented foods to your diet if you can tolerate them. Yogurt with live active cultures is an easy starting point. Kimchi, sauerkraut, and miso are also excellent options available. These foods help improve your gut microbiome diversity levels. A more diverse gut microbiome processes food more efficiently, producing fewer of those foul-smelling byproduct compounds. If you are on an extreme diet, consider moderating it slightly. Extreme restriction of any macronutrient can cause issues here. A balanced approach to eating serves your body odor best. You do not have to give up meat or fat entirely though. Just ensure you are not going to extremes in any direction. Moderation and balance are the keys to dietary wellness. Hydration is another often overlooked factor in this area. Drinking enough water dilutes the compounds in your sweat. More diluted sweat gives bacteria less concentrated food sources. This can meaningfully reduce the intensity of body odor overall. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water throughout each day. More if you exercise or live in a hot, humid climate zone. Now for managing the skin bacteria factor specifically. Good hygiene practices are still fundamentally important here. But it is not just about scrubbing harder or more often. In fact, overwashing can actually make odor problems worse. When you strip your skin with harsh antibacterial soaps daily, you kill off both good and bad bacteria indiscriminately. The bad odor-producing bacteria often recolonize first though, because they tend to be hardier and more aggressive species. So you end up with an even worse bacterial balance than before. A gentler approach to skin cleansing can actually help more. Use a mild pH-balanced cleanser instead of harsh soaps. Focus your thorough washing on the high odor areas specifically. Armpits, groin, and feet are the primary zones to target here. The rest of your body often needs only a light rinse daily. Pay attention to the fabrics you wear throughout the day. Synthetic materials like polyester trap odor-causing bacteria easily. They create a warm, moist environment where bacteria thrive happily. Natural fibers like cotton and linen breathe much better overall. They allow sweat to evaporate instead of sitting on skin. This reduces the bacterial feeding frenzy on your body surface. Merino wool is actually one of the best odor-resistant fabrics. It has natural antimicrobial properties that suppress bacterial growth. Many people find they can wear merino wool without developing odor, even after a full day of activity and moderate sweating throughout. Applying deodorant or antiperspirant correctly matters a lot too. Many people apply deodorant in the morning after showering only. But applying it at night before bed can be more effective actually. Your sweat glands are less active while you sleep at night. This gives the active ingredients time to penetrate properly deep. They can block sweat ducts or kill bacteria more effectively overnight. In the morning, the protection is already established and working well. You can reapply in the morning if you want extra protection too. But that nighttime application makes a significant difference for many. There are also some natural remedies worth mentioning here briefly. Apple cider vinegar applied to armpits can lower skin pH levels. Bacteria that cause the worst odors prefer a higher pH environment. Lowering the pH makes conditions less favorable for those species. Tea tree oil has natural antibacterial properties that can help reduce the population of odor-causing bacteria on your skin surface area. However, these natural remedies work differently for each person, obviously. What helps one person might irritate the skin of another person. Always patch test any new substance before applying it widely, please. Now I want to address the emotional side of this topic fully. Body odor anxiety is a real and significant psychological burden. Many people who struggle with odor develop social anxiety issues. They avoid close contact with others out of embarrassment deeply. They constantly sniff themselves throughout the day, nervously checking. They spend enormous amounts of money on products and solutions. Some people even withdraw from social situations entirely over time. This isolation can lead to depression and lowered self-esteem badly. If this describes your experience, please know you are not alone. Millions of people around the world deal with this exact issue. It does not make you a lesser or dirtier or a lazier person at all. Your body chemistry is simply doing its thing naturally here. And there are concrete steps you can take to address it properly. We have covered those steps throughout this entire discussion together. But sometimes the emotional wound needs attention too, not just physical. Talking to a trusted friend about your concern can help immensely. You might be surprised to learn they barely notice anything honestly. Our own perception of our smell is often wildly exaggerated internally. We are much more attuned to our own scent than anyone else around. What seems overwhelming to you might be barely perceptible to others. This is called olfactory self-referencing in psychological terms here. Your brain prioritizes your own smell signals for survival reasons ancestrally. But in modern life, this can create unnecessary anxiety and distress. If body odor anxiety is significantly affecting your quality of life now, consider speaking with a healthcare professional about your concerns openly. They can rule out any medical conditions like hyperhidrosis or bromidrosis. Hyperhidrosis is a condition of excessive sweating beyond normal amounts. Bromidrosis is a condition of abnormally strong and offensive body odor. Both of these conditions have medical treatments available that work well. So it is worth getting checked out if the problem seems severe to you. A dermatologist can analyze your specific situation in clinical detail. They might recommend prescription strength antiperspirants for you specifically. Or they could suggest other treatments depending on the root cause found. The important thing is not to suffer in silence with this problem. Help is available and you absolutely deserve to feel comfortable in life. Let us bring all of this together into a clear picture now finally. Body odor is not simply about being clean or dirty as people think. It is a complex interaction of multiple biological systems working together. Your stress levels and fatigue affect your sweat gland activity directly. When you are exhausted, your body produces more ammonia through skin. Stress activates your apocrine glands, which produce bacteria-friendly sweat. Your diet shapes the chemical compounds that exit through your pores daily. Extreme diets produce ketones and ammonia that create sharp smells clearly. High-fat diets lead to oxidized compounds with rancid, stale odors present. poor gut health from lack of vegetables worsens internal odor production badly. And your unique skin microbiome determines how your sweat gets processed locally. The specific bacteria on your skin convert sweat into various odor compounds. Some people got lucky with mild odor-producing bacterial communities naturally. Others were dealt a tougher hand by genetics and biology from the start. None of this is about character or effort or personal worth at all. It is biology pure and simple, operating according to its own rules completely. But biology is not destiny when it comes to body odor management. You can influence every single one of these factors with conscious effort daily. Better sleep and stress management reduce the worst sweat production significantly. A balanced diet with plenty of vegetables improves your internal chemistry measurably. Proper hydration dilutes your sweat, making it less potent for bacteria overall. Smart hygiene practices manage your skin microbiome without destroying balance badly. The right fabrics and products provide an additional layer of protection always. And medical help is available for cases that need professional intervention specifically. So the next time you catch a whiff of yourself on a hot day, remember, you are not gross or broken or failing at basic human functioning somehow. Your body is just communicating something to you through its chemistry today. Maybe it is telling you that you need more sleep this week, honestly. Maybe it is saying your diet has been off balance for too long recently. Maybe your stress levels have been through the roof without enough relief. Or maybe your biology simply requires a bit more management than average. Whatever the case, the answer is never shame, or embarrassment, or hiding away. The answer is understanding and then taking informed, purposeful action daily. Knowledge truly is power when it comes to managing your own body confidently. And now you have that knowledge to use however you see fit going forward. Take care of your body, and it will take better care of you in return always. That is not just a nice saying, it is biological fact backed by science clearly. Your body wants to function well, it just needs the right support from you. Give it rest and good food and proper care, and watch what happens next. You might just find that the odor problem was a messenger all along, quietly pointing you toward better health habits that improve every aspect of life fully. Not just how you smell, but how you feel and perform and live each day completely. And that is a transformation worth pursuing for reasons far beyond just body odor alone. So start today with one small change and build from there gradually over time. Your future self will thank you for taking this step right now, I promise you that sincerely.